So the Hawks not only got smacked once by the Magic, that's a young group. That's a young core, Orlando. They didn't get smacked once. They got smacked twice. They got the double ta-ta.
Oh Kiddan! Hello, namaste, kemcho, assalam alaikum, and sat sri akal. What up, guys? Welcome back to the Oh Kiddan podcast. I'm your host, Tej, and we got Tej Pops back with us. And before we begin, remember to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Make sure to ring the bell for more notifications so you don't miss out.
All right, sir. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Well, sir, what are we doing?
What do we have on the OK report today?
OK report, man. I like that. The OK report.
What do we have?
We're going to do like a little bit of a little ticker type thing. I like that. I like that. So on the OK report on today's episode, let's do the playoffs, man. It's the most wonderful time of not Christmas. Well, that's also too, but playoff, any sport. When it comes to the playoffs, man, that's the best time of the season.
Yep.
So in our case, we're talking about NBA playoffs. Before we get to the playoffs, though, let's get to the play-ins. The play-in tournament, playoffs, and we're going to talk about MVP race. Just came out, fresh off the press.
Yep.
Man, I'm excited to have this conversation with you. So, because there's a lot of stuff been going on, and you said something real quick that we're going to talk about a little later, right? One thing you noticed immediately, and I want to dive deeper into it.
All right.
So let's get on with it. We are going to talk about the play-in tournament.
Yep.
Play-in, a lot of drama, a lot of excitement.
Yeah.
A lot of hearts broken.
Yeah.
A lot of people, right? So we in the play-in tournament let's go over to the West.
All right.
We had the Mavs 9 seed versus the Kings.
Yep.
9 and 10. And then we had the Warriors and Grizzlies 7 and 8. And one thing I always say, right? Typically, it used to be for top 8 teams would make the playoffs, and that's it. But then the NBA tried to do a little bit of a remix, baby, right? So they did a little remix, and they said, "Now we want some more drama, right? We want to create something, give some other teams a chance. Teams that are like right at the cusp,
9 and 10,
9 and 10, who potentially could get in, and their record was maybe one game away, half a game away from the 8th seed, right? So it could go either way. Yeah. And I love that they did that. It just means more basketball. Yeah. And so a joke that I have is at the end of the season, you just got to come in 10th. To have a chance. Yeah. You don't have to be 8th anymore. You just have to come in 10th. Yeah. So if you come in 10th, you have a chance, and then good luck, right? Because obviously it's gonna be tough, but you still have a chance, right? You don't get to pack your bags and go home or go on early vacation. You can still kind of go into the playoff race deep into June if you're able to make it that far. So, sir, those 4 teams on the West.
The funny thing is the 7 and 8 both advanced. So even if they did it the old way, the first 8 teams make it would be the exact same
Technically, you are correct, based on what the results were. Yeah. Right?
Results.
So Mavs, Kings, Mavs made it. They beat the Kings.
Yeah.
Warriors, Grizzlies. Warriors beat the Grizzlies as expected. Yeah. Warriors advanced. And the Grizzlies had to go play the winner of the Mavs Kings game. So they played the Mavs. Yeah. And they easily handled them. Yeah, the Grizzlies. That was light work. It was a good game. But, Ja said, it's my time. Yeah. Right. AD is cute. Right. Clay is cute. It's my time. Let the young fella do it. Yeah. So it's a young man's game, they call it. So then we had we had the Warriors and Grizzlies, like you said, move forward. Yeah. As it would have been anyway had there been no play-in tournament. Yeah. On the East,
that's different.
On the East, in the Eastern Conference, we had the Bulls versus the Heat, 9 and 10. Magic and Hawks, 7 and 8. And sir, the Heat, they handled business with the Bulls. Yep. They moved forward. Bulls had to go home. Yeah, the Magic beat the Hawks. Magic beat the Hawks. So Magic advanced, right? Yep. They advanced, and the Hawks had to go play the Heat. Yeah. And man, there was some drama. Yeah. Some drama, and they played in Atlanta. Yeah, they played in Atlanta. Because the Heat are the 10th seed. Technically, the Hawks were the 8th. They're the 8th seed. Yeah. So on paper, the Hawks should have won. Yeah, they should have. However, what happened, sir? The Heat won. Oh, they came out and won. Too much heat for the Hawks. Too much heat. They couldn't fly that high. Bruh. They couldn't fly that high. It's too much heat. And the Heat were the 10th seed too. And they were the 10th seed. So the Hawks not only got smacked once by the Magic, that's a young group. That's a young core, Orlando. They didn't get smacked once. They got smacked twice. They got the double ta-ta. Right? Yeah. And the Heat, the first 10 seed to make it into the playoffs, So on this side though, that play-in tournament did pay off.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
it really did.
Otherwise, the Heat would have been.
The Hawks and the Magic would have been.
Right. So to the Hawks, wah wah wah.
Bruh.
I mean, listen, I love Trae Young, man. I think he's a phenomenal basketball player. He hit a clutch bucket at the end. My God, it was my respect to Trae Young.
Yeah.
Right, much respect to Trae Young, but I'm sorry, Trae, you're gonna have to watch from your couch. Right? Maybe you and AD can get together, maybe do a virtual thing. You, AD, and Clay can do a virtual group meeting, and like a little Zoom meeting together, and you can watch together, see how this thing plays out. Because y'all on early vacation now. And that's the life of, technically, Mavs, you kind of saw it, right? That team tanked after the epic disaster, which would be known as the Luka trade, happened. Yeah. And then there was downhill between injuries and Kyrie and AD, and my God, that talk about I don't know if it's a rebuild. I don't know what you call it.
It hasn't won well.
It really has not gone well for the Mavs. So either way.
Well, I want to talk about one team not even making the play-in tournament.
Oh boy.
And they're on paper they're a good team.
Okay.
But they have not been
I already
good.
know where you're going with this.
The Phoenix Suns.
Bro,
they have Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal.
You know when that team first got together and they interviewed Devin Booker, you know what he was saying?
What?
This is on record. What? You can go, this is YouTubeable, Googleable. I don't know how a lot of teams are going to guard us. Clearly they figured it out. A lot of teams have figured it out.
And they haven't even made the play-in. They couldn't make the top 10 in the West.
I mean, what does that say?
On paper, they look that good.
What does that say?
And they couldn't make it.
Right. What does that say about the team? Does that mean that, getting Kevin Durant on your team is an automatic, you know what I mean? Like, is it really? So it's something they need to figure out, and very quickly, because that team is I'm going to say this. I love Kevin Durant, man.
Oh, yeah,
amazing player.
Really good player.
Amazing player, right? Generational player, generational talent. Yeah. But, however, he's been part of 2 on paper epic teams, or potentially 3 that have been a disappointment, right? You got OKC.
The Nets were a big.
But again, OKC was young. Yeah. We'll give it to them. They made it to the finals. I get it.
The Nets were a big disappointment.
Huge disappointment they had.
With Kyrie Irving, James Harden. Even had Blake Griffin.
At one point.
LaMarcus Aldridge, too.
Right. So that's an epic disaster team, right? Not epic disaster result of that team. And then now again, Suns. So what's going on here, right? We need to figure that out. So I'm gonna call it the KD curse. I'll just say that. Okay. But the Suns not making is wow. And another team not making is wow, but again, injuries and so forth. Yeah. 76ers, right? You have Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, Joel Embiid. But again, the injury bug. I guess we're still in the process, a very long processing of whatever's happening there. Hopefully they can figure it out too, because man, wow, I was hoping them two would be making it. But we have some fresh blood, fresh young faces in there. Yeah. Right? And let's talk about it. So that was the play-in tournament. Yeah. Clearly the Hawks couldn't play in to be in the playoffs. Sorry, I'm just gonna go on them, man. There's certain people that are Hawks fans that are close to us. I'm gonna let them have it. This is my year. Every year is my year, really. Yeah, they don't really go nowhere. Hawks don't make it anywhere. No Atlanta teams make it anywhere. So I'm gonna ride with it. So playing.
All right, now the playoffs.
The playoffs now. Correct. Chris, thank you for that. Yeah. You want to start with the West or the East?
All right, let's go West.
West. All right. You sure? It's the tough one. You want to do the easy one first?
Let's go East.
Yeah, let's go easy first. I think it's easier, actually.
Yeah, it's easier.
East. You have the Cavs and the Heat. Yeah. 1-8.
The 1-8.
Right? The Heat advanced. Now they're going to play number 1 Cavs. Yeah. Pacers, Bucks.
4-5.
Knicks, Pistons.
3-6.
Celtics and Magic.
2-7.
All right. So, sir, Cavs and Heat. What are your thoughts?
I think the Cavs are going to win.
Think it's light work?
Yeah, light work, Cavs.
Light work.
No, light work.
Okay. Ooh.
You know, the 8th seed, they just came in.
And Cavs are a dominant one. If anyone ever told you Cavs are going to be number 1, the first seed at the beginning of the season, would you have believed me?
I wouldn't really believe.
You would say, hey, whatever drug plan, whatever prescription plan you're on, you have too strong of a dosage. You want to tone it down there, buddy. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So, okay. Cavs, Heat. You going with the Cavs?
Yeah, I'm going Cavs.
All right.
Where are you going?
Oh, easy. Bro.
Cavs.
Really? Is this even a question?
Yeah, Cavs.
Cavs. Yeah.
All right, Pacers, Bucks.
Pacers, Bucks. Pacers, Bucks. This is tough. right?
Yeah.
Because this Pacers team is coming out with a fight.
Yeah.
Normally I say Pacers, but this Pacers team is ready to hoop.
Yeah.
And the Bucks have been disappointing.
Yeah, they have.
Especially since acquiring Dame. I'm thinking Dame, Giannis, this should be...
Yeah, that should be like a
one
great
of the
duo.
top teams. Right. But they haven't figured it out. I don't think they've really figured it out yet because...
Yeah, not yet.
So they really need to figure that out because it's a second, third season together?
Yeah.
Right? Y'all gotta figure this out and get this rolling. So this is why my underdog... I'm not underdog, really. My pick is going to be the Pacers.
Pacers?
Yes, sir.
I'm going with the opposite team.
Oh, okay.
I'm going with the Bucks.
You want the Bucks?
Yeah.
Man, I want Dame to get it, but
yeah,
I don't see it, man.
I don't know, but I'll go with the Bucks.
I'm not fearing the deer this year. I'm not fearing the deer this year. It's a bar. Oh, yeah. Sure. It's a weak bar.
No, I'm going Giannis and Dame.
Giannis and Dame. Okay. Knicks, Pistons.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm going with the Knicks.
Knicks?
Yeah.
Oh,
Jalen
okay.
Brunson.
You going with the Brunson?
Cat.
You don't have any faith in Cade showing out this year?
Not the playoffs.
Not the playoffs. I agree with you. Actually, I'm going with the Knicks too because this is the first year kids really coming out, right? Learning the ropes. Pistons made the playoffs, right? This is their time to really learn.
Plus, Knicks have been pretty good this season.
They have been good.
Jalen Brunson.
Jalen
Brunson.
You combining players? It's NBA 2K?
Jalen Brunson.
Okay.
Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson for sure has been. I mean, he's been hooping. He's been hooping, right? And as my favorite thing about Jalen Brunson is he's undersized, right? He's a point guard, undersized technically for the NBA. Yeah. But his footwork especially in the post game. Think about it. He's undersized and he has a post game.
Posting.
His footwork is elite.
That's impressive.
Yeah, that's super impressive. Yeah. I mean, if anybody that wants to expand their game, learn, he's a good person to film study and learn. Right, and learn just how to maneuver inside those little, the paint area so crowded and create space for yourself, especially as an undersized guard. Yeah. Phenomenal. Love it. Just similar to Trey, right? Yeah. However, he made it to the playoffs. Trey couldn't. I'm sorry. I got to do it.
He also has Karl Anthony Towns. I
got to do it.
Bro.
I got to do it.
All right.
I'm just waiting for that day when trade demands a trade. So.
Next, let's go Celtics and Magic.
Trade.
Next, let's go Celtics and Magic. I'm going Celtics.
Listen, I love that the Magic made it. We got some young blood. Yeah. Right? Again, just like the Pistons, they're going to learn, take this experience, and then bring it back for the future seasons to really, take it further. Celtics, proven, defending champs. I can't go against them.
Yeah. So I got to go Celtics.
This is light work for Celtics, too.
All right, so we both have a little bit different brackets for now.
Yep.
Second round, who are you going with your first game?
Are we going to second round? Okay.
Let's keep going east.
Let's go. Okay, so second round. So I have Cavs Pacers now. I'm going to go with the Cavs. I'm just going to go with the Cavs. I'm not going to say light work, but I am going with the Cavs. So Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, man, I like that. Yeah. Like that.
I'm going with Cavs Bucks. Okay. I'm going with Cavs.
Cavs, okay. So we got the same team going forward.
Yeah. Next.
And then you have who?
Knicks Celtics.
Knicks Celtics, same as I.
I'm going with the underdog. I'm going with the Knicks. I'm going with the Knicks because Jalen Brunson and Cat, I think they can do it. I'm going with the Knicks. Yeah. Yep. I think Jalen Brunson.
Just like you kids are saying, bruh. Bruh.
I think they can do it. I'm going with them.
Really?
Yeah. I'm going with them.
You're going with the Knicks?
Yeah. I'm going with the Knicks.
Wow. I'm shocked.
Jalen Brunson.
You took the defending champs out in the second round. They didn't even make it to the conference finals?
Nope.
Wow.
I'm going with the Knicks.
Okay.
I'm guessing you're going with the Celtics?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Listen, I love the matchup. Yeah. I love them. I'm here for it. I love the matchup. Want to see them go at it. But, I mean, the Knicks-Celtics rivalry, right? It's got history.
I'm going to go with the underdogs.
All right, that's cool.
Knicks.
So I'm going to go with the Celtics.
Right. You have Celtics, Cavs?
I have Celtics, Cavs.
Where are you going?
And this was tough for me, man. This is 1 and 2.
Yeah,
right?
1 and 2.
1 and 2.
1 and 2.
And at this point in the conference finals, what matters the most is experience. And guess who has experience here?
Celtics.
Right. The Cavs don't.
So you're going Celtics?
They have no experience. It's their first time they'll make it there. They don't have the experience. As an organization, they do, but as a team, they don't.
So you're going Celtics?
Right. And Donovan Mitchell has been in the playoffs with the Jazz and took it a little bit, right? Took it a little further. But I'm gonna go with the Celtics.
All right.
I'm taking them back to the finals.
I have Knicks Cavs, the 1 and 3.
Knicks and Cavs.
Yeah. I'm going with the underdog. The Knicks. I'm having the Knicks going through. Jalen Brunson, I think he can do it.
So hold on. Let me get this right. You're gonna have the Knicks beat the Celtics.
Yeah. And
the number 2 seed defending champs.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna have that same Knicks team beat the number 1 seed.
Yeah, the Cavs.
Cavs.
Yeah.
Bro, if this happens, it's gonna break the NBA. It's gonna break the internet.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen New York Knicks fans after games? How crazy they get? And this is after a game, not even the playoffs, like deep into the playoffs.
Yeah, I know.
New York's gonna be pandemonium.
I'm still going with the underdogs. Knicks. Jalen Brunson.
Wow.
Jalen Brunson and Cat.
Okay.
They can do it.
Hey man.
They can do
power
it.
to you. Power to you, man. That's what I'm gonna say. You're a Knicks fan.
No, I'm not a Knicks fan. No, I'm not a Knicks fan.
So
No.
you're rooting for the Knicks this year.
Yeah, for the East.
Got it. Okay.
From the East.
Wow, Knicks. I did not see that coming, my man.
So
But okay, hey, it's your team, it's your squad.
You have the Cavs in the finals. I have the Knicks in the finals.
Got it. Knicks
right.
in the finals. You know the last time in the finals? In the 90s. Or maybe it was the 2000s. It was against Houston, I believe. Yeah. Okay. So you have the Knicks in the finals.
Yep.
We have OKC.
Yeah.
We go back to the West now.
Yep.
OKC, Grizzly.
Yep.
Grizzlies. Not Grizzly.
Yeah, Grizzlies.
OKC, Grizzlies. Who do you have?
I'm going OKC. Easy.
Light work.
Light work.
Well,
OKC.
like not light work. I think it's super light work.
Super light work. OKC.
Nuggets, Clippers.
I'm going Nuggets.
Same here, Nuggets, right? Because listen, I'm gonna call it the Clipper curse.
Become the Clippers.
They're gonna become the Clippers.
Yeah.
Lakers, Wolves.
I'm going Lakers.
I gotta go Lakers, right?
Because Luka just came.
Luka, they added Luka, and then Wolves lost Cat.
Yeah.
So I'm conventional wisdom would say Lakers.
Yeah.
Right. So
And
I'm gonna say Lakers.
Then we have Rockets, Warriors.
Warriors.
This was the toughest one.
This was a bit tough, right? A little bit of a conundrum.
Yeah, because you have the 2 seed, the Rockets, but then you have Steph.
Correct.
Oh,
Correct.
It's a little bit tough.
Who do you have?
But I had to go with Steph.
Bro, same here.
Yeah.
I had to go with Steph because again, Steph proven.
Yeah.
For him, it's I never care what seed the Warriors are any season.
Yeah. Even if they're
they just need to get in.
Yeah.
Once they're in, it's gonna be dangerous for whoever.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel like the Warriors, now that they're in and they're playing a young team on top of that, right? They have experience, man. Steph puts teams on his back.
Yeah.
He single-handedly carries teams.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go with Warriors as well.
All right.
Also, there's a reason for that.
I think we have the same bracket.
We do.
So second round, we have Nuggets and OKC. This was a tough one.
This is tough.
Yeah.
This is super tough.
But I'm going OKC.
So am I.
Because
So am I.
number 1 seed.
Yeah.
And they've been really good this season.
No, they've been incredible.
Yeah.
Super incredible.
And I think Nuggets need a break for making it that far.
Well, I also feel like this though. The Nuggets lost their head coach.
Oh yeah.
Like 3-4 games left into the season before the playoffs. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
You get rid of a championship caliber coach who got you your first chip.
Yeah.
That close to the right. Like what's going on there? So I don't feel like they have the right. I'm not gonna say the right, but the more experienced captain of the ship to take them to that point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to OKC.
Yeah, OKC.
And they're just rolling, man. OKC is SGA, man. That team is a young core. Clearly, Sam Presti doing something right with his 300 picks that he was saving up each season. So OKC for me as well.
Next, we have a rivalry matchup.
Man,
this is gonna be the marquee matchup.
Yes, Lakers, Warriors, sir. I'm gonna tell you who I go with.
Who?
This is tough.
Okay.
You know. So before I tell you, the one thing I love about this matchup, right? Think about it this way: how many more games do we have left of just NBA basketball where it's going to be LeBron versus Steph?
Not a lot.
Right? Not many.
They're coming to the end of their careers.
LeBron sooner than Steph.
Yeah.
So this matchup is going to be soon. Like it's not going to happen a lot.
Yeah.
So to have this series come together, hopefully it plays out that way. Where Houston doesn't have an upset and all that.
Yeah.
Lakers Warriors is going to be one of those series where like this might be potentially one of the last times that hopefully not.
Yeah.
One of the last times we may see them compete against each other from the playoff environment.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with Lakers.
Yeah.
I think Luka is the difference maker.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going with Lakers too.
Okay.
Because usually Lakers come out every time like Warriors Lakers have played, Lakers usually come out with the win. Usually,
it goes both ways though.
Yeah, it goes both ways, but usually.
Like in the regular season, the Warriors, they're handling business.
But they got Luka too now. So
they do, but the Warriors did beat Lakers with Luka this last time around.
Oh,
right. So anything can happen.
I'll go Lakers.
No, of course. I mean, I'm gonna go with Lakers too, right?
Yeah.
I think Luka is gonna. If Luka turns into playoff Luka, the guy that took
and even
the Mavs to the finals last year, Luka.
Even playoff LeBron too.
Correct.
Them two together.
Like again, there's Steph too.
Yeah, there's Steph, but that's one player too. You have two, Luka and LeBron. Correct.
One would say, right? One would think. Let's just hope it plays out. We'll see. Yeah. But I'm gonna go with Lakers, right? So we have OKC and Lakers for both of us.
Yep.
Sir.
I'm going with the Lakers.
Of course you will. Lakers. Right? Of course you're gonna go with Lakers.
Not just that too. I want Luka to make it to the finals with Bron.
So that's the thing for me, right? I want Luka because he made it last year.
Yeah.
And he did it, I'm going to say not single-handedly, but very close to, right? Like I think Kyrie wasn't the same Kyrie. And he didn't have the level of help he needed consistently.
He just had Kyrie.
Yeah, he didn't have consistent help. Like Kyrie was not there every game handling business. Whereas the old Kyrie, the Cavs Kyrie, was every game handling business. So I want the Lakers, right?
Okay.
But it's tough, man, because OKC.
Yeah, they've been super good.
Yeah, they've been tough, man.
Yeah.
Like, and if the NBA has a script writers, they probably will do the Lakers because you have Lakers, Celtics, finals matchup. Yeah. Well, for me.
Yeah, for me it's the Knicks.
Even then, Lakers-Knicks finals matchup, right? You have historical matchups, historical rivalries. It'd be epic. So, but I'm not going to do that.
You're going OKC?
I'm going to go with OKC. Young core comes in and says, nah, it's our time.
Okay.
It's our turn.
Okay.
Have a seat, fellas. Hold my drink.
Okay, so you have OKC in Boston.
Yes, sir.
I have Lakers and Knicks.
Yes.
So where are you going? OKC, Boston.
This is tough. I think it's gonna be a great matchup, and I'm gonna go with OKC.
Okay.
Because I think OKC SGA is gonna he's gonna get MVP for the NBA Finals. Bring OKC's first chip, something like KD, Russ, Harden couldn't do. Right. Yeah. This young core is gonna come in and say, "All right, enough."
Boston also have experience.
Though. They do, but OKC, there's something different about this team. Man. They're like just the way that SGA operates. I don't know. He's unique.
Yeah,
he's very unique.
For sure.
And he's so crafty. Like his bag is it's so deep, right? Like his bag, it's like a well, man. Like the deeper you, and he just never runs out of moves.
Yeah.
And he's so crafty, so like wise, plays with poise. You can't rush him. You can't like force him into bad, tough shots.
And he has a good team around him too.
Correct. And he's a willing passer.
Yeah.
So, and they're young. So I feel like, yes, Celtics are experienced, but I feel like this is OKC's year.
So you're going OKC
I'm gonna go
to
OKC,
win,
yeah.
and you're going SGA for Finals MVP?
Correct.
All right. I got Lakers and Knicks at the Finals.
Man, that's TV right there.
Now, I'm going to go with the Lakers.
Okay.
Because Luka first chip.
Okay. Who gets the MVP though?
I want this to be Luka's first chip and LeBron's last.
Oh.
That's how I want it to.
Oh, I like that storyline.
Luka's first and LeBron's last.
So you're definitely on the script writer storyline. That's good.
Bro.
That's Hollywood. That's Hollywood.
Bro.
It's Hollywood. Okay.
That's how I want it to go.
Okay.
I want LeBron to get Finals MVP. His last one.
Oh wow, not Luka.
Because Luka can still win.
That's true. Yeah, but LeBron's gone. They gotta find a replacement for that.
Yeah, but I'm still having him get it.
Okay.
LeBron's getting Finals MVP. Lakers winning. They're beating the Knicks.
So LeBron gets his last. Hands the baton to Luka. It's your time. Take over.
Yeah.
And Luka's first. His last. Your first. Here you go. I'm handing you the keys.
Yep.
Handle business.
Those are my predictions.
I like that. Yeah. You're definitely more entertaining storyline there. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. You're definitely gonna get more clicks than me on ESPN and all that stuff, social media and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I like that, man. That's a good way to say it. Yeah. So that's the wrap up, right? Now here's where we just got fresh news. I spoke about earlier, right? On the OK report.
Yeah.
Fresh news, hot off the press. 3 MVP candidates, finalists just came out.
Yeah.
We got SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Nikola Jokic, and Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah.
What was the first thing you said when you heard that?
First thing I said, there are no American players.
There are no Americans. Like, that's a key thing to note right there.
Yeah.
Because this happens year after year after year. Probably not. Some years I know there's American players in there.
Yes, some years.
But more often than not, recently, for the last, what I can recall, 3-4-ish years.
A little bit 3-4-ish years.
It's been predominantly foreign players.
Yeah.
Right? So what's going on there? Before we answer that question, I'm gonna reveal why I went with OKC.
Okay. Why?
Because I feel like even though Jokic has these ridiculous stat line numbers, his numbers are nonsense.
Yeah.
Right? The guys, between points and rebounds and assists and all that, remember, this guy's a center.
Yeah, he's
a center.
Literally a center.
He's a center who...
Usually it's point guards getting it.
Correct. And he is a top assist leader, or it's not leader, but a top in assists and a center.
It's crazy.
He is top in steals. As a center.
Steals?
Yes. As a center.
Steals?
Yes.
I didn't even know that.
Correct.
He's the top in steals?
Correct. He is not number one, but he's top in steals.
That's crazy.
As a center. So his numbers are so off the charts. Technically, he should win MVP. Technically. But if I feel like SGA this year might get it.
Yeah,
because again, remember, Jokic has also, like you said earlier, it's time for them. They won too much, right?
Yeah.
Jokic has won too much.
Yeah.
So now it might be that time where they say, nah, enough, Jokic, enough. I'm gonna let the young guy get it.
Yeah.
Right? And I feel like this is why if SGA wins Finals MVP,
and
he wins the league MVP,
yeah,
it'll just be the ultimate way to end the season. And this is why my pick is gonna be SGA for league MVP this year in this race, because Giannis has already won.
Yeah.
Jokic just won multiple times. This guy got to win now.
I'm going with SGA too.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's had a really great season.
Mm-hmm.
He's just such a great player, so crafty.
Yep. And they took their team to number one. Right?
Giannis and Jokic have won before.
Right, but also OKC, number one seed, right?
Yeah.
It's he's pushing his team, and he's scoring 32, 33, the most points per game in the league right now, plus other stats, obviously.
Yeah.
He's just a remarkable player. And not to take away, he's not number one steals and all. He's doing a lot of other things as well. Right? There's other stat lines that I don't have privy to me right now, but this dude is legit.
Yeah,
and for me,
sure.
I'm going to go with SGA as the Finals MVP.
Yeah, SGA, for sure.
Awesome. So you have SGA as well.
Yeah.
Back to our other point. When you said no Americans.
Yeah.
Right? That's becoming a trend-ish.
Yeah.
Right? Not because it's the cool thing, but because the game is changing.
Yeah.
And these foreign players who are coming, right? SGA is from where? Canada?
Yeah.
Right? Jokic, I believe, from Serbia.
Yeah. Giannis.
And Giannis from Greece.
Yeah.
So what's going on? And Embiid won, I think, was it last year or year before?
Yeah, Embiid.
Right? Cambodia.
Yeah.
So even though he played on the USA Dream Team. How that happened. But either way, what's going on? The game is clearly there's a gap here.
Yeah.
Right? There's a gap here in the States that the way the game is being played overseas, in Europe predominantly, seems to be the new way the game is being rewarded or you're being succeeding. Success is being through there.
Yeah, because even Wemby came in, he's from France.
Correct. And it's not too long before he wins it. So these foreign players are coming in and taking the league over, right? I'm not going to say taking the league over, like you still got Steph, KD, Brown, right?
Yeah, even Luka.
Luka, another one. So these players are coming in, foreign-born, foreign-raised, learn how to play the game overseas, and coming into the league, which is technically supposed to be an American dominant sport, or no, U.S. States dominant sport. However, these players are coming in saying, nah, right? We're bringing a new flavor to this, and clearly this flavor is seeing a lot more success, and a lot more positive outcome.
Yeah,
you could say. There's obviously a lot of factors that go into it, between the way the team's built, the players around you, whatever, right? There's a lot of factors.
Yeah.
But from an individual standpoint, these players are always in the mix. Why is that? What do you think? I know you're young, you're still new to the game, but what do you think is happening? When you see these players play, what do you think?
I think that maybe the game being taught overseas, maybe it's being taught better than here, because there's also AAU here, and I've seen on most teams, young teams, there's more games and more playing than practices. There's only practices 2 times a week usually. 1, 2, 3 times at most per week. And then you have a lot of games on the weekend.
Okay.
You have 2-3 games per day on the weekend.
Okay.
Over there, I heard that there's not as much as as much of games, like one game per weekend, and then you have more practicing.
Okay.
So players have more skill development there, but more people are just playing games here.
You sound like a wise old man in a young man's body. That's so. It's funny you say that. And is that what you're experiencing?
Yeah.
That you're playing a lot more on the weekends and practicing, and your team practices less.
Yeah.
I know you practice separately more than your teammates do, from what we know at least. That you are putting in a lot more of your own time separately than potentially your teammates and other kids who like to play more.
Yeah.
So what I'm also saying is this, that I agree with you actually. I very much agree with you. And I feel like what I'm seeing, because of that dynamic, what I'm seeing here is this, that every time kids get together. So there's two things I'm seeing here.
Oh, yeah.
Two things I'm seeing here. One, that outdoor courts are empty.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to play indoors. I get it. There's other factors to playing indoors and all that. Yeah, it's cool. But there's a certain element to playing outdoors. Right? And I always say RB, right? You could score inside. If you could score outside, you could score inside. I could score in any hoop, anywhere, anytime, anyhow.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter, right? It shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
And there's a whole nother element to that. And and that's the other part. The courts are empty outside. So what tells me that kids are not playing outside as much. There's no pickup games as much. They're all going indoors to play them. But there's only a set amount of indoor courts. So are you really getting the numbers of games that you technically would like? We grew up playing outdoors. Right, every court in every neighborhood was packed every night. And if you wanted to get a run in, you got to pick up some random folks. It's like pick up basketball. Yo, you playing? All right, we got you. Right, and you just learn how to play with this person on the fly in the game. Because if you lose, guess what happens?
Sit.
You sit for a long time because that's gonna be a long wait. Because there's teams ahead of you. I got next. I got after him. Whatever. Some games can go long, some go short, but you don't know. So that team that you're building, you all can't be selfish basketball players, because if you want to continue playing, you got to learn how to quickly adapt, quickly adjust with this new teammate who I know nothing about. So you got to quickly assess them. Oh, how's he dribbling? How's he this? Everyone's sizing each other up. Nowadays, I don't see that. Kids come with their cliques. It's my group, and we got next. You never learn how to play with new folks. So you never learn how to adapt your style. In this game, I may need to be a scorer. In this game, I may need to be a distributor. Yeah. Here in this game, okay, I've been doing this. Well, let me turn it on and off here and there when I need to. Yeah. I know you agree with me. I appreciate it. So you know what I mean? Like, so at the end of the game, okay, I'm gonna turn it on here. I'm gonna turn it off here. I'm gonna distribute. Blah blah blah. Oh, he hasn't touched the ball in a while. Let me get him involved. Right. Yeah. So there's a whole of that. Like, you build chemistry. Yeah. Whereas I already got my group. I already know how these guys play. They already know who the man is, who's going to shoot, who's going to do what, who's going to do what. You never really get to figure that puzzle out, right? Like, you got those cues back there. You got to figure it out. And that's the beauty of pickup basketball. You get to figure it out as you're experiencing it. Whereas the other way, you never do. Like, it's almost like you got the answers to the test and now you're just bringing it, now I'm just doing it, right? But this is why I feel like a lot of kids don't ever develop skill. The second part is that every time I go to the rec center, every time I go anywhere, even to the outdoor court, and kids get together, whatever. Even when I'm training, like you guys, everybody wants to play games. Yeah. When I say games, like, oh, can we do a scrimmage? Can we do a scrimmage? Sure, but is that really going to get you better from a skill standpoint? Because in a scrimmage, what happens? How many shots you really going to get up in a scrimmage?
Not a lot.
Maybe 15 shot attempts. Yeah. Sure, they're game speed and different situations, I get it. But is that one or two times going to really help you develop skill versus doing that same thing 50 times, right? 20, 30, 40, 50 times, the same type of move and perfecting it, where now it's not even new. Now I can pull it out whenever I want because I've perfected this move, and then I build a new one. Then I build a counter to that, then another counter, then a counter to the counter to the counter. And then when I say that, the first person that comes to my mind is, well, two people. SGA, who's got counters for days. Yeah. But you can't force him to do anything. Oh, sorry, three people. Well, three people. Okay. SGA 1, Jalen Brunson 2, another one, right? Post move can force him to do bad shots. Yeah. Luka, to a degree, is because he doesn't have a deep bag, I'll say, but he's so crafty that he can get to his spots and almost even do that single leg stop and balance on that leg to get his move off, whatever it is, right? And that's why I love how they play the game overseas, because they play fundamental and build the fundamentals, right? Versus, and we practice, and we perfect this move 500 times before we move on to the next one. This guy right here. Yeah. This guy right here. That's what he did. He was against AAU basketball, and he openly spoke about it. And through my experience at AAU, I see it. I see why he was like that. That's exactly what's happening. We go to these games, they're not training y'all like that. And I'm not here to bash AAU. I'm saying it can be better. Right now, it's like volume based. We just want to get the maximum number of games because that's what kids want. That's fun, and the parents are happy. Sure, and then you're happy with your little the plastic trophy you're gonna put on your shelf. Is that the highlight? Is that what you want the highlight of your sports journey to be?
Nope.
Right. So you want to build your skill, develop. And I'll say it this way: if y'all happy doing that, please keep doing it because we're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
And that just be more separation that we're gonna try to create. So when you go out there and you bring and you work on your game, right? You work on your counters and whatever it is. So when you show up to the game, I know how to adjust to this moment. I know how to adjust to, oh, you want to force me left? I go. Please do.
Yeah.
I worked on this. I don't see a whole lot of AU trainings where they teach you. It's a whole practice of we're going left only. And even if there are, how many? We're going to do it for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, left hand layups. Okay, left hand layups, left hand reverse layups. Right? Left hand dribble, left hand, whatever. Like you figure out left hand euros. There's so many ways to really evolve your game and develop skill. There's developing skill over there in Europe.
Yeah.
I don't see a whole lot of skill development happening here. And that's what I feel like is the reason why these foreign players are coming here and dominating. And that's going to be the trend until we change that whole mindset. Yeah. I don't even see it changing though, because I just see them, it's lucrative, right? This is getting in the way. Yeah. What are we here for? This is why I like to make my trainings very, I guess you could say Euro-like and not these traditional AAU trainings. I'm not with that. I feel like it's a discredit and to, the child and the parent, the time they're putting in. And I feel like you're not really getting out of this what you should be, because again, they're also life skills. Yeah. You take life skills from this. How do I adapt to this new piece, this adversity that came in front of me? Am I going to stay in my comfort zone like I've been doing? Or am I going to, something new came? I bet I'm going to adjust. I'm going to RBA. I'm going to figure this out. This is just similar to me as a left-handed layup that I couldn't do. I'm going to figure it out and I'm going to get good at it. Yeah. I'm going to make my weakness my strength. It's a life skill, not just basketball. And that's kind of what I'm trying to teach. When I train all the kids that work with me, I'm teaching them life skills, right? Obviously through sport, but you have to cut into the mindset. If this is uncomfortable, that doesn't mean avoid it. It means go tackle it, right? Face it. Stop pushing it aside. Face it right now. The sooner you face it, the sooner you get strong at it. So, sir, I appreciate you listening to me. That was very polite of you. So thank you for letting me go on my rant. That's all I got.
That's all I got.
Oh, you got? So we got our picks locked in. Yep. Right? I had fun with the playing part of this conversation. Yeah. I'm going to keep going at it because there was, you ever see that game Duck Hunt? Have you ever heard of Duck Hunt? No. So back in the day, there's a game called Duck Hunt. Right? It came with the Super Mario Brothers, the first Nintendo, and they had two games in that cartridge. There was Mario and Duck Hunt. Right? The original Super Mario Brothers, right? And Duck Hunt. And Duck Hunt was funny, right? It was actually a very, very hilarious game. They would give you the console, and they give you this little gun with a laser beam thing that you shoot at the TV. And there was the dog, and he would be in the bushes, and there'd be these ducks flying up, and you're supposed to shoot them. And they go down, and the dog picks them up, and he gets happy with them. Okay. So I'm thinking those ducks are hawks. No. Right? And the dog, and it's the shooting heats. Little heat pellets. Oh, yeah. Or not. They're just hawks and boom, boom, boom. And they just come down.
Game over.
Or we can get real controversial and make the dog Ja Morant. No, I'm just joking. Just kidding. But I love going at the birds. Yeah. Whether it's a falcon or a hawk, I love going at them. I just have fun with it. No disrespect. I got love for Trey. I think. And he does need help though. Yeah, he really does need help. Yeah. So, and help could be potentially leaving. Yeah. Could help himself. Again, up to him. So we got the picks locked in. Yep. We got our MVP for the finals MVP and our season MVP locked in. We'll see who's right, who's wrong, how this thing plays out. Yeah. We can revisit it. Yep. And I loved the conversation on where the game's going, why it's changing. Yeah. And where that's, where we kind of see it going and how it could be, I don't know about fixed, but how we can do our part in not falling into the trap of, the trend or the popular thing to do and really set ourselves apart. Yeah. So I appreciate that, sir. Thank you so much. And before we sign, remember to like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, get notifications so you don't miss out on all this content. And you can come back and revisit us and let us know. Why don't you let us know? Let us know what your pick is. Who you think the finals MVP will be. Who you think the league MVP will be.
Yep.
Because I'm sure you have your reasons and I'd love to hear them. And we can just have a nice, healthy conversation on that.
Yep.
So with that, sir, you know one thing we forgot to do?
What?
And I got to end it with this.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, man. Sir, with that, see you later. Alvida, Abjad Khuda Hafiz and Sasrikal. Till next time, peace.
Peace.